So the bottom of your feet are going to be together. And you can, let's start resting your forearms on your knees, and your palms can either be face up or face down. In yoga, say palms face up if you're trying to get a little bit more energy, kind of like drawing energy into your palms, or palms face down if you're trying to kind of ground down, root yourself down, that sort of thing. So, your choice. Oh, here comes Pinta. Here she is. Let's have her make a little appearance. Okay, nice. What's up? Okay. So she's gonna be, alright, nice. Sit down. Alrighty, so sorry guys, your choice. Palms face up, palms face down. We're gonna just start to get into our breath right here. So initially, let's just go ahead and start to slow things down. I'm not gonna count the cadence of your breath. You're just kind of trying to naturally elongate. And we're trying to breathe primarily through our nose. So just taking those inhales, just trying to kind of slow them down. On the exhales, we just want to kind of let that exhale just sort of fall out. Got a nice tall posture here, so our shoulders are down and back. We're sitting up nice and tall, reaching our knees towards the ground. And today with our breath, we're going to inhale through our nose, exhale through our mouth. And I want all your guys' exhales to be like an audible sigh. It's like a, kind of just like a, you're letting everything go type of exhale. So we'll inhale 3 seconds, and then that exhale will just be that audible sigh. We'll do a couple rounds of that. So inhale 3 seconds through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. Maybe your shoulders relax a little bit more. Inhale 3 seconds. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, exhale. Do a couple more rounds. Inhale, exhale. One more time. 3 second inhale through the nose. Exhale. Alrighty, so go ahead and we're going to do a little contrast. We're going to work a little contrast right here. So you're going to rest the best you can, your elbows on your knees. We're going to actively press up with our knees, and we're going to actively press down with our elbows. So have a little contrast there. And we're going to use that contrast, that tension to kind of open up our hips a little bit more. So the goal is to kind of have this tension here at your hips and then relax. And that eventually will allow us to get our knees closer towards the ground. Cool, so I like to kind of rest my hands on my shins. That kind of gives me a little bit of leverage to press down. Just logistically, you have to just find what works best for you. So we'll go 3 seconds, knees into elbows, elbows into knees. We'll fight right there, and then we'll open up our hips a little bit, and we'll exhale as we open up. So 3 seconds, knees into elbows, tension. 3, 2, 1. We exhale and we open up our hips a little bit. Tension, 3 seconds, knees into elbows. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hips open up a little bit. Tension, knees into elbows. 3, 2, 1. Hips open up a little bit. 2 more times, do. Knees into elbows, up. Tension, 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Our hips open up a little bit more. 1 more time, 2. Knees into elbows. 3, 2, 1. We open up. Nice. Let's go ahead and take our legs out wide. Wide seated position. We do a lot of work here. You guys are the regulars, you know this. Let's go ahead and reach both arms up overhead, biceps at the ears. We're gonna frame our left foot, fold over that left side. So essentially reaching for your toes on your left side with both hands. If you're not quite there, we're just trying to get as far as you can. Maybe your shin, that sort of thing is where you're reaching towards. So waking up our hips a little bit, waking up our low back a little bit. Inhale, come back up to center. Frame your right foot and we'll fold over our right side. So same sort of thing here. Both hands reaching for our right toe or whatever we're at this morning. And as we're making our way through, just trying to find that even rhythm of breath. Nice and casual cadence. Not necessarily trying to count your breath. We're trying to keep it slow and steady. The breath should match the intensity of the work. Go ahead and reset. Okay. Let's go. We're going to get a little bit dynamic right here. So we're going to go opposite hand towards your opposite toes. And we're going to do just this on your own right here. We want to sit up nice and tall and really focus on kind of crunching down through our side and reaching our hands over right here. And really rooting down through both sit bones. So kind of focus on grounding down and just trying to get a little bit of a just active movement here. So opposite hand to opposite toes. Really focus on being broad through the chest as we're making our way through. And let's go ahead and find your own cadence right here. We'll bring it down in 3, 2, 1. Recover, reset. Alright, now we're going to do some alternating heel lifts. So let me see if you get to it where you guys can hear me. We're just going to lift one heel off the ground at a time. And it doesn't need to be super high up, like 3-4 inches, that sort of thing. We're going to hold it, hold one, and pause at a time. And we'll alternate right here. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to shoulder blades down and back. We're rooted through. We're going to raise up our right heel. Hold it for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Go to left side. Hold it up. 3, 2, 1, right heel. 3, 2, 1, bring it down, left side. 3, 2, 1, bring it down. One more time through, right side. 3, 2, 1, reset, left side. 3, 2, 1, and then go ahead and recover. Maintain this legs out position, both arms up overhead, and then forward fold. And this is just really depending on your level of flexibility, but if your hands are planted on the ground, you try to crawl those fingers as far away from your face as you can. Inhale, we'll come up nice and tall, and we'll just make our way to all fours, hands and knees. A little bit. So hands and knees. Going to be wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and we're going to start with a little bit of juicing it up. So we're going to start with our hip rotations, whatever way calls to you, and we're just going to kind of free form movement through our hips. You regulars, you know, we're all about the juicing it up. So just putting your hip through kind of different ranges of motion than we kind of get locked into. So try to not make it any sort of like standardized thing. Free-form hip movement is more so what we're looking for. Small circles, big circles. Getting juicy with it. Make sure to go the opposite direction every rotation if you have not. And then go ahead and reset. 3, 2, 1. Oh, the juice right on time. Right when we were juicing it up. Scoot your knees back, booty forward, slowly lower your chest down to the ground. Hands should be kind of by your armpits. And then we'll press up for a cobra. Maybe go to your forearms if this is too much for your low back. Want to be broad through the collarbone right here, so we don't want our shoulders super scrunched up. And we want to relax through our glutes. Finding that even cadence of breath. Hands are planted. Go ahead and sink your hips back. Knees wide, feet together, child's pose. Crawl your fingers as far away from your face as you can. So really crawl it. And then sink your hips backwards at the same time. Feel that nice little stretch through your shoulder blades and relax. Crawl both hands over to the left side. So like if you were trying to get to 9 p.m. on the clock. And that'll just increase a little side body stretch on our right side right here. We're still rooting down through our hips. Our hips are even, so pulling back on our right hip. Maybe it's starting to get a little out front, out forward. And then crawl your hands on over to the right side. So like 3 p.m. on the clock. Nice little extra side body stretch through that left side. Really crawl those fingers as tall as you can. Taking both hips back. Crawl both hands back to starting position, then we'll come back to all fours. Go ahead and send your right toes back. Yeah, you guys can see that. Send your right toes back and then tuck them to the ground. And then we're just gonna go forwards and backwards here with your toes tucked. So this is kind of a weird stretch, but I really like it for the foot, for the calf. And then we're gonna turn this into like a modified side body stretch. So you're gonna take your left leg and then kind of kickstand this kind of lower half down to the left side. Right toes are gonna be planted. You're gonna take your right hand and reach it forward. So you wanna feel this stretch all the way from the knife edge of your right foot, all the way through these right fingertips. So really reaching through a nice whole side body stretch here. Windmill your hand back down for some flavor points right there. Yeah. And then reset. Tuck your left toes into the ground, and then we'll kind of oscillate back and forth, just like we were doing on that other side. And we'll do that same thing, but on the other side. So take your right leg, you're gonna kick it out to the right. Left toes in contact with the ground, left fingertips really reaching forward, so towards whatever wall's ahead of you. Nice side body stretch all the way from the knife edge of your left foot to these left fingertips. Style points, windmill your hand back down, reset back to our all forward position. Let's go ahead and do some cat-cows. So some spinal articulations on our cow. We're going to bend at the elbows, look up, dip our chest down. On our cat, the exact opposite. All 10 fingers are spread out nice and wide. As you press up, round and dome your spine, and you tuck your chin to your chest. So just do a couple rounds of that. We're going to inhale, bend at the elbows, look up, cow pose. Exhale, all 10 fingers pressed, chin is tucked, round and dome your spine. Inhale, look up for cow, bending at the elbows. Exhale, cat. Round and dome the spine for the spread of the shoulder, blade. Inhale, look up for cow. Exhale, cat. And then go ahead and reset back to our all four position. Send both feet back, come to a plank. Send your hips up, downward facing dog, all 10 fingers spread out wide. Pedal out your dog, bend your knees if you need to. Give your calves and hammies a little personalized stretch here. We're gonna step our left foot forward and then drop your right knee down to the ground. Once we're here, let's widen out. So take this left foot, heel toe it out to the left. Hands are planted. We'll take a little lizard lunge here. We're going to be here for a second. If you have the mobility and you want to come to your forearms here, feel free. I cannot, so I will not be there with you. We're just trying to breathe. Every exhale, trying to just open up, get a little bit deeper into these stretches. Using that exhale to let your nervous system know it's safe. If you came down to your forearms, come back up to your palms. Keep your right hand planted. Left fingertips to rotate towards the ceiling. Pause. And then switch. Left hand plant. Your right arm goes up, kind of an awkward rotation. Pause. Both hands planted. Reset. And then come back towards a more inside position with this left foot. We're going to transition to half split. So dig your left heel into the ground, shift your hips backwards, soft little baby bend in this left knee. Toes are up on this left side, and then just fold over. gonna hang here for a second. Like I normally say, one of my least favorite stretches. But it's good stuff. Go ahead and slowly walk forward again, reset back to our lunge. And we're gonna hit a pigeon stretch. So you're gonna essentially take this left knee and kind of meet it by your left palm. So we're bending this front leg here. Left knee right by left palm. Bend into this leg. Once you found this position, you can scoot your right foot back, and it'll work extra into this left glute right here. It's kind of essentially what we're looking to try to get after. If you want to be up nice and tall, feel free. If you want to come down to a nice sleeping pigeon, come down to your forearms and just breathe. Just trying to relax into this. Once again, if you don't feel any sort of hip stretch, scoot your right foot backwards. Find that even cadence of breath. And slowly trying to elongate your inhales and exhales just like we do at the start of these. If you took a sleeping pigeon, let's come back up to your forearms. Or excuse me, come back up to your palms. And we'll go ahead and tuck your right toes, left foot up to the sky for a three-legged dog. Plant your left toes down, take a step forward with your right foot. We're gonna do the same sequence just on the right side. So we'll widen out, heel toe to the right, both hands planted for a lizard lunge. Same thing, come to your forearms if that's an appropriate level of difficulty for you. I'm working my way there, I'm getting there. And then a nice even cadence of breath. Once again, we just want our breath to match the intensity of the exercise. So while we're just static stretching, not much movement, nice even cadence. When we're running all out, we're gonna be breathing a lot quicker. We just want our breath to match. If you came down to your forearms, come back to your palms. Heel toe back in just a little bit with this right foot. Right heel is going to be planted. Shift your hips backwards. Right leg is long. Half splits on the other side. Toes up. Soft bend in this right knee. Let gravity do the work here. Half splits. Slowly walk back forward to our lunge. Let's hit our pigeon on the other side, so both hands planted. Right knee will be by our right hand. But bend that front leg as much as you need to, and then scoot your left foot back to work into your right hip right here. Same sort of thing, guys. Come down to sleeping pigeon if that's, I prefer the sleeping pigeon. If you want to be up nice and tall, be up nice and tall. And then we're just finding our breath. If you can do one stretch for the rest of your life, do a pigeon. Obviously a ridiculous scenario, but I think if everyone did a pigeon every morning, the world would be a happier place. Come back up to your palms if you guys came down to your forearm. Let's go ahead and tuck our left toes. We'll send our right foot up nice and tall for a three-legged dog. And then plant your foot to the ground, and then just pedal out your dog again. So just bend one knee at a time. We're gonna slowly tippy toe to meet our hands in a nice forward fold. Let your head hang heavy here. Hands interlaced by your elbows for a little ragdoll pose. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. One vertebrae at a time, going to slowly roll up. Nice. Roll our shoulders down and back a couple times. So we're trying to get our shoulders to our ears, and then pin our shoulder blades in our back pocket. Nice. Go ahead and turn sideways on your mat. Feet are going to be wide, toes pointed forward, booty back. And then we'll take a nice little wide forward fold right here. Plant your left hand on the ground. Rotate your right fingertips towards the ceiling for a little rotation here. Keep both legs long. Switch, right hand planted, left arm goes up. Both hands planted. We're gonna do a little adductor stretch right here, guys. So I don't have the ankle mobility to keep my heel planted on the ground right here. We're gonna shift our weight into our right side. And once again, if you have the ankle mobility, you can be down, but I'm down on my toes right here. And then in this position, shift your toes on your left side upwards. So we're facing the ceiling with our toes right here. And we're really trying to stretch the inside thigh of this left side, essentially. Toes up. Go ahead and shift into the other side. So once again, be on your toes, maybe your heels planted, depending on your ankle mobility. The right toes going to be faced towards the ceiling here. Nice. Go ahead and shift back to our forward fold. We'll round up to stand. And then come to your front of your mat. Arms out to a T. Soft bend in your knees. Booty backwards. Flat back fold. And then we'll surrender. Plant both hands. Walk your feet back to a plank position. Lower to the ground. Chaturanga. Press up for a cobra. Nice broad collarbone here. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Come back to a plank. We'll drop down to all fours. And then we'll come to our back for a couple stretches to finish up. Go ahead and interlace your hands around your right shin. We'll take a half wind relieving pose on this side. So pulling our right knee towards our right armpit. Feet are active here, so left foot, right foot, toes both facing the ceiling. And for me, I like to pull in and out. I'm able to get a little bit more hip stretch that way, just depending on how your hips are. That might feel better for you, that might get you a better stretch. But use your upper body strength here. We're going to send this right knee over to our left side. So we're going to take a little rotation. Arms can either be out long in a T, or you can bend them for a goalpost. If it feels comfortable, look over your right shoulder. And maybe use your left hand on your knees for just a little bit more help in this twist. Maybe. Feels okay. And breathing. Putting our spine through every kind of range of motion it has. So we flexed it, extended it, little rotation action, bended it. Go ahead and go along with your right leg, interlace your hands, wrap around your left shin, and we'll take that half wind relieving pose on the other side. So toes are active, both legs, toes are up. Maybe you're pulling in and out, maybe you're just pulling in, but kind of feel in. And once again, use that upper body strength. We got some strong individuals in this Instagram live. Go ahead and take this left knee, we'll send it over to our right side, a little rotation. Once again, arms out to a T. Bend them, perhaps. Look over your left shoulder if that feels all good for your neck, and that way it'll be a little cervical rotation in there. Maybe you have your right hand on your knee for some extra lever. Go ahead and reset. We're going to squeeze everything we have into a nice little ball here as we end. So I want you guys to squeeze every single muscle you have in your body. Head to knees. We're squeezing our arms. We're squeezing our legs. We're squeezing our toes. You're squeezing your face. Every single thing you got. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it all go. Little contrast right there. Relax. That was a morning mobility. Now just find the natural cadence of your breath right here, a little mini Shavasana. Just taking a moment to notice how your body feels compared to now versus before we started. Just a little bit of movement, powerful thing. Maybe you want to lay in Shavasana and just chill, that's okay. I'm going to come to a comfortable seat, so join me if you like. As always, guys, a namaste. For the divine in me honors and sees the divine in all of you. Thank you guys for continuing to show up. I appreciate it a lot. Continuing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, tell a friend, all that sort of good stuff. I have a quote for you guys today. Per usual, can't get you out of here without that. Let's see. Abraham Lincoln. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Boom. Alright, you guys. Monday. I'll see you in here. Other than that, have a great weekend. Alrighty.